There is so much that has been hidden to us about the Jonathan Gannon situation. It just makes me pissed off thinking about it. This dude stole the Super Bowl for us, and we didn't get anything from the Arizona Cardinals.
Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes.
I'm a grown-ass man. I'm a grown-ass man. Grown-ass man.
Hey everybody, King Dingbat here. I'm in my garage with a cigar. It's only a candy cigar because my wife won't let me smoke one after I put that big fat head up in our bedroom.
Let's get rid of that. At this point, I'd be happy for Dak to be playing for somebody else. And my team stinks. I agree. Stinks.
They laugh about us. We're a disgrace. We suck.
I am now Philly 500's bitch.
Dallas still stinks. By the way, King Dingbat here, and I hope everybody's having a great day. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're hanging in there. You know, Jonathan Gannon is like a giant thorn in my side. A giant Jonathan Gannic thorn in my side. That's the truth, because this dude drives me nuts. I am so aggravated and pissed off that we've got basically nothing in ways of compensation for the Arizona Cardinals tampering and Jonathan Gannon knowingly taking a job. His head wasn't in the game, and I blame him for what happened in the second half of that game. I do, and we got nothing for it, and it really pisses me off. And there was, in my opinion, a giant cover-up. But we're going to get into it in a second. But before we do that, if you're new to the channel and you like the content, make sure you hit that like button. More importantly, make sure you subscribe to the most censored, the most throttled, pause, Eagles content creator in all of the internet. And if you've been subscribed for a while, I just want to thank you so much for the support you give to me. Now, in this video, I kind of just want to talk about this Jonathan Gannon situation because it kind of really pisses me off. You know, the other day we did a video and we were talking about the possibility that bettors who bet the Eagles may have a case to sue the NFL because the Arizona Cardinals tampered with the Super Bowl. They tampered with the Super Bowl. Jonathan Gannon broke the rules and took a head coaching job, meaning, he should have been preparing for the Super Bowl. He should have been getting ready. The league has specific rules that you're not supposed to be talking to teams that week leading up to the Super Bowl for jobs. You have the week before that when it's a bye. He should have been basically getting ready for the Super Bowl. And if you look at the second half of that game, and after the Kansas City Chiefs made their adjustments, it was clear as day that Jonathan Gannon had no answers and was unprepared. He was totally unprepared. And it really pisses me off, okay? And it's interesting because I was doing that video and we were talking about it the other day, and it got me to thinking about the whole Jonathan Gannon situation and reading the comments. And the truth of the matter is, the Eagles were pissed off about the whole thing. No question about it. They were pissed off about the whole thing. But I think they were even more pissed off because I think the league covered it up. I think the NFL covered it up. Think about this. No, we didn't even know about the whole Jonathan Gannon, was basically the Cardinals and Gannon were tampering before the Super Bowl illegally. We didn't even know anything about that until it came out that there was a resolution and that the Eagles and the Cardinals had come up with, what their agreement was on compensation for them breaking the rules. And it came, I think it was day 2 of the draft. It came out during the draft, right before the draft started. Why did it come out right before the draft started? Because the NFL was trying to cover it up. They were trying to cover it up and sweep it under the rug. And they announced it right before the draft started, day 2, so we wouldn't all talk about it, we wouldn't all think about it, we wouldn't all investigate and really get down to the nitty-gritty. However, when you start talking about lawsuits and things like that, you'll see why they did it. Because they didn't want to bring attention to it. Because you have the whole betting aspect of the NFL now. They put that out there day 2 right before the draft. So we were like, why are the Eagles moving up that many spots and things like that? And the Eagles clearly weren't happy about what happened. And also, why did the Eagles only get that as compensation? The Eagles should have gotten at least 2 first-round picks out of it, at least. Something, pick players off their roster. Should have been something like that. The compensation was not a lot. And I think the Eagles were very pissed off at Jonathan Gannon, what Jonathan Gannon did. I think that's true. I think they were very pissed off about what he did, what the Cardinals did. But I think they were also pissed off about the NFL. I think they were also pissed off the NFL released what the settlement was right before day 2 of the draft. I think the NFL did that to hush it up, to basically, distract us. They knew people would be distracted with the draft and not really think about that and talk about that. And all these months later, I'm starting to think about it. I'm starting to get pissed off. I'm getting more and more pissed off because I'm realizing, yes, the Arizona Cardinals tampered with the Super Bowl. They did. Jonathan Gannon let the Eagles defense down. C.J. Gardner-Johnson called him out. And then what happened? He didn't even get signed by the Eagles. Is that a reason why? Did the NFL want him to not go back to the Eagles because they didn't want to say anything, just wanted to move on? Did the NFL try to hush this whole thing up and get it resolved while the draft was going on, while we were all distracted because they didn't really want us thinking about what it meant? What it meant was that the Super Bowl was tampered with. And because of that, you have people who bet a lot of money on the Eagles and they lost their money because the possibility is that Jonathan Gannon, his head wasn't in it. He wasn't preparing his team, himself, the defense for that Super Bowl. He was worried about getting a head coaching job. It's really unbelievable. And to me, the fact that we've all just kind of, and I'm at fault for this. I think we're all because of when they released the what the settlement was for it, and when it came out, it was literally like 5 minutes before day 2 of the draft. They did that on purpose. They did that on purpose so we would all be distracted from asking questions. Well, we all couldn't understand. Well, why are the Eagles moving up? We didn't even understand it. And Jonathan Gannon, he lied. He said he wasn't taking another coaching job. He was coming back to Philly. We then lost Vic Fangio over it. I mean, that's another thing. We lost Vic Fangio over what Jonathan Gannon did. If he said, yeah, I'm probably going to take the Arizona Cardinals job, or I'm looking at it, the Eagles would have said, oh, listen, Vic, stay around. Let's see how this thing works out, because we want to hire you as a defensive coordinator if he's going to go. And they lost that opportunity, and Vic Fangio is a pretty damn good defensive coordinator. So Jonathan Gannon really screwed us, man. Like, he really screwed us big time. Big time. And then the guy has the gall to go to a press conference and then start talking about, I had 70 sacks, and every week they asked me when I was going to get fired, if I'm going to get fired, should I get fired? Like, the guy was lying. The guy pisses me. The guy gets on my nerves. But I mean, I don't understand, and maybe somebody can explain to me, why did the Eagles not get more compensation? Was it because the Eagles didn't think they deserved more compensation? Because I got to think, Howie Roseman doesn't lose trades, right? He doesn't lose trades. He knows what everything is in terms of value. He knows how to put a price on it, okay? I can't imagine that Howie Roseman was okay with the compensation be moving up 20 slots or whatever it was in the draft. I can't believe that. It had to be more than that. I think the NFL sat there and said, we want this to go away. We want to put this out during the draft while people are thinking and focusing on the draft, so we can just walk away from this, because this has a lot of implications that could be a pretty big conspiracy. And they released it day 2. They made the Eagles get the compensation that the Eagles didn't want. And it's also, if you think about it, Howie Roseman did that interview a few months ago, where he was like, I think it was like a month ago, where he didn't even want to talk about the whole compensation thing and everything happened. He just shut it down right away. There had to be a reason for that. And the reason is the NFL wanted it to go away because they know that the Arizona Cardinals and Jonathan Gannon screwed the pooch, and a lot of people got ripped off from betting and putting money on the Eagles because of what they did. And you know what? It looks like lawsuits could be coming anyways, and this thing could become a big time conspiracy later on, because I don't think it's done yet. I do think it sounds like people are looking at suing them because the Arizona Cardinals were tampering. And then you look at the NFL and the way that they handled the whole situation. Obviously, they wanted it to just go away. They wanted it to just go away, and they put it out. You do not put this out day 2, right before day 2 of the draft starts, unless you're trying to cover it up. There's a giant cover-up because the Eagles got screwed. This is the second Super Bowl in which we were cheated. We were cheated with the New England Patriots. Okay, remember back in the day where they were filming our practices, okay, and they knew all our calls, and even Brian Dawkins said it felt like in the second half of that game, they knew every call we were making, every adjustment we were going to make. They already knew. Okay, that happened. Now we go into this Super Bowl, and this happens. Our coach doesn't give two craps about whether the team wins or not. All he cared about was getting his head coaching job. And the Arizona Cardinals, a team who has been losers for years and years, they're stinking losers, were tampering with our Super Bowl. I hope anybody that bet money on the Eagles, I hope they sue. I hope they sue because I think it's a giant cover-up, and I think that the Eagles should have gotten more compensation, but the league forced them to take what they got, which was nothing, in order to just shoo and make this thing go away. But, thinking about it now and thinking about how it all went down, I'm going, oh my gosh, this was huge, and it just was like a whisper. We all just missed the boat on this. This is huge. The Eagles should be compensated. We should get at least 2 first-round picks. Oh, you want Buda Baker off the Arizona Cardinals? Boom, take him. He's yours. It should be like that. I can't believe that the Eagles would settle for that, for what they got. Like 19 slots? I don't even remember how many slots. It was insignificant for what the Arizona Cardinals did. I hate Jonathan Gannon. I hate the Arizona Cardinals. I hope they lose every game for 1,000 years. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. Of course, don't be a dingbat. I'm pissed. And it is Howie Roseman's vision. It's Howie vision. We're all just living in it. Those people in Vegas said they saw 9-foot aliens. 9-foot aliens. Dude, I believe their story. I listened to the body cam footage with the police. I don't think those people were lying. So where did the 9-foot aliens go? Where did they go? Hopefully, them mother humpers went to Arizona with Jonathan Gannon. And I hope they harm him. Jeez, it pisses me off. The whole thing pisses me off. Denzel Washington out.